Hello, welcome everyone to Lindsey's Soul Wellness Hour, Soul Naturals Wellness Hour, and some of us like to say it's inform and transform, and I just love that you as an audience of Lindsey's already hear about how she talks about education and informing so you can transform and change things. So I am Satinka Brasington, and Lindsey and I met via Facebook through her cousin, and who was also very much into wellness and all things natural and how to take care of yourselves. And so this is just, you're all in great company. And so what I wanted to do is just to set the tone, I'd like for Lindsey to share her heart on why she wanted to host one of these wellness hours.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining. So most of you know, I really try to educate people just on whole body wellness. A lot of it has to do with what we're putting in and on our bodies. And so I was introduced to Soul Naturals, and I just felt like it was the next step for me for really getting my internal health in check. We all have different things, whether it be an allergy to a food, or we need energy, or we need more mental clarity. I need all of those. And so I just was introduced to these products, and I am super excited to learn more about them. I am super excited to start my journey with them, and I just again, along with the education point in that, I really wanted to bring them to other people to share. When I find something that is clean, that is toxin-free, that is healthy for my body and good for my system, I tend to want to share it with people. So that's where I thought I would just open this up and have Satinka help me share this with more people, because I think living our best life is living our healthiest life. And I also was looking for something, supplement, vitamin, whatever wise, that was in one place for me. Right now we get our vitamins and supplements from like 3 or 4 different places, and just having to keep track of that and go to different places or order from different places, for me was kind of a headache as a busy mom and as a, working mom. So just having one company that kind of really could just speak to my whole body health from the inside out was super important for me. So I just want to share with you guys. So hopefully this is beneficial to you as well, and you can learn some things today.
That's awesome. Thank you, Lindsey. Yes, I mean, that's why we host these things. It's just like she rattled off a few things that have been issues for her, or she's heard it. That's why she does so much with the crunchy, because you hear a lot about it, a lot of skin issues, but sometimes, in most cases, they stem from food allergies. And that's amazing that, yes, as it is very important to take care of the outside, we need to take care of the inside, so that we can have it, come, what I mean, the whole thing. We can't have one without the other. And then I really loved that you said about your health. It's everything. It's not just what we put on our skin. It's the food that we eat and all of that. And so whether any of you are here, I just want you to think about why you're here. What is it that you said yes to Lindsey about? Even if you didn't even really know, and you just trust Lindsey, and you just heard about this wellness hour and what she's excited about. I don't want any of you to think, well, I don't have a skin allergy, so why am I here? Just know that wellness looks like many different things, just as individual as each of you are. That's how individual health is to everyone. And so I congratulate you for saying yes and making some space in your time. Even those who are watching this recording, that you said yes to find out what this is all about. And I do agree that, investing in your health is wealth. And, the healthier we are, the better we feel, the better the decisions we make. and the further we can go with our wants and our needs and our desires and our dreams, because you feel at your best, and you want to continue that and continue to head in that direction because you feel your very best. And then even in some places where we hit a crisis or we hit a bump in the road, you know, as long as you can still balance out your health, or you have a tool to revisit, whether it's food or your herbal supplements, you know how to get back on track and keep going for what you want. And you know, and then we all are aware that stress is definitely a huge factor in many of our lives, whether before this pandemic or not. You know, we all have had stress, whether you're married or unmarried, there's stress. Whether you have kids or don't have kids, you have stress. Whether you have a job or don't have a job, you have stress. And those things dramatically affect our health and our mind-body health. I want, now that Lisa's settled, we love to tell you stories about real people who have had a positive impact of what Solle has done and the herbs have done in their life. So I wanted Lisa to share her story with us.
Well, thank you guys. Thanks for being on here this morning and taking time out of your day to listen to our stories. And I apologize. I just got back from the gym. So that's why I was driving and look a bit muscled. But I also love that we can live life and do this business and, you know, incorporate it in what we're already doing in our day and still be able to share our love and passion for wholeness and wellness with others. And so it's an awesome privilege to be on here today. So my story is, several years ago, I hit a health crisis. I was completely debilitated with pain. I could barely eat more than about 15 things without suffering some pretty severe consequences. I was exhausted all of the time, no matter how much I slept or took naps. I had, like I said, I was debilitated with pain, but I love to cook. Food is so important to me, and eating well and healthy. And I was just really unable to do a lot in the kitchen because my pain was so intensive. I ended up being diagnosed with a couple of autoimmune disorders, one being Hashimoto's, which has to do with your thyroid, and the other being rheumatoid arthritis. And the doctors mainly just wanted to medicate me, which I wasn't really interested in. And I had been seeing some what they call functional medical doctors, which they believe in getting to the root cause of disease. However, I was maybe 75, 80% better. And I wanted my life back. I wanted to feel whole and be able to do the things that I love to do. So my friend, who is an herbalist, and she had been in her little shop in our town for over 25 years, helping people with their health. She had received some new products in her shop, and she reached out to me. And she said, Lisa, I really want you to try this. It's different than what you have been trying. So I did. I went on a little program. I am not going to say it was a quick fix, because I don't believe in quick fixes, especially when our health is completely depleted where I was. It took time. But after about the first month, I noticed a little change, a little difference. I had a little less pain. Within the first 3 months, my doctor's office called and actually reduced one of the medications that I had to take just for survival, and said my blood work was improving so much. And by the about 90 days is when I really started to notice a difference. The pain was a lot less. I was able to start to eat more things. I wasn't exhausted all of the time. I was able to sleep better at night. And some things that I didn't expect were, I had all kinds of hormonal problems going on. And ladies, I was just talking everything up to age. I literally was like, I must be getting older. That's just premenopause or something. I don't know. And Really, it wasn't. It was my body was completely out of balance, and it desperately needed to be in balance so that it could heal. And I noticed I didn't have that underlying just rage where I was just ready to rip somebody's head off. So within a short amount of time, which I considered because I had been not feeling well for a really long period of time, I started to feel better. And then I have not really changed a lot of what I do. I I do love so many of the products with this company, and I've been on them about 5 years now. And when I was 54, I decided to start running, which I'd never been a runner ever. And I started running 5Ks and competing. I did a 10K. I have done a rugged maniac, which that's kind of like a ninja warrior type of obstacle course running thing. So I'm always here to say, if don't just chalk things up to your age and just getting older. And we can all do that. We can start doing that in our 20s, oh, I'm just getting older, because that's just not the truth. It's your body as over time become out of balance for whatever reason. And when you get your body in balance, your body naturally is designed and created to heal. So that is my story. I am so thankful for these herbs. They have literally given me my life back, and I'm so thankful.
I love hearing your story over and over. I've heard it so many times, but it's so happy. like you said, you didn't, yeah, sorry, having a moment.
Thank you.
Because,
Thanks.
like that hope, because I'm not your age, but, I know people your age, and yeah, I just see them and I'm like, is it really gonna be like that when I get there? And then hearing you and even Denise and some other women, it's like, no, there are things I can be doing now to improve my health. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
And yes, one of the first things she said is about, the unique way that we have all these benefits working from home and I can fit this in wherever. Yes, I homeschool, so I have kids here. A couple are here doing school and the other two are watching a movie. I said they could watch while I'm doing this. And the other thing, back to Lisa's story that I just love is, I unfortunately grew up in that idea that it's just a quick fix, or I need, just microwave it, just get it done. What do I need now to get the result I want? And that's been the beauty of hearing so many stories and testimonies of people that are committed to a result and what they want, and are willing to figure out how to get there. Like she said, finding that root cause. And so a little bit about my story. I'd like to say I don't have like this happened at this date and time, but a lot of my health issues came to a head in my third pregnancy. I was in the third trimester, and I was experiencing what I really had no idea what was going on. But when I asked the doctor about it, they're like, oh, it's just pregnancy related. It'll probably go away after the baby comes. We have something you can try, but it might not work because you're pregnant. And I was like, no, thank you. I don't know what you're doing, but no, thank you. And I was talking with a friend, and she's like, oh, why don't you call Lisa? Call Lisa Tucker. She's been doing this thing, and she's been going through this, these health things, and she's feeling a lot better. She does all these things with food. Talk to Lisa. And Lisa, I explained some of the things I was going through with my symptoms, and just how frustrated I was, because I felt like I did go to a professional. And not to say Lisa's not a professional, but she shared with me her experience. She had walked through some of the things I had. She identified with what I was going through. And I was like, okay, well, if you walked through it, what did you do? And what I was going through was a candida overgrowth. And we don't need to get into that, but basically, we have a gut biome and it needs to be in balance. And mine was so out of balance. I had every manner of symptoms that have to do with the candida overgrowth, that my tongue was swollen in my mouth, and I had thrush so bad over my tongue, and it hurt to eat anything. And I was losing weight because I wasn't eating, because I was in so much discomfort. And so she said, well, there's some things we can do to adjust your food, and that will help tremendously. But by the way, I want you to use some of these herbs that I was just introduced to by Soul Naturals, and so we can hurry and get you at least some relief and some comfort. So I said yes to that. And also, just, I love to share this part, is that, you know, although I was very sick, she said there was a business in it. And so I could see the vision in that. I'm like, well, if it helped you and if it's going to help me, I want to help other people. You know, why not? If I can make a little money, I do want to stay at home with my kids. And so I felt better very, very quickly, because mine was just, I needed relief very quickly. And she also was telling me a lot of things about my food. And as that improved, what I didn't know that I got myself into was that they had that they were going to have such an effect on my mental health. I work from home. I have since 2013. I've babysat kids and homeschooled kids since 2013. And as I'm sure you could imagine, there's lots of stress in that, hanging out with kids all day. And it was probably around 6-month mark that, you know, I was using the same thing consistently for about 6 months, and had the baby, breastfed, still using all these herbs. And my husband was beginning to notice a change in just how I was responding to things and not reacting to things. And that really spoke volumes to me, because there was a point while I was working from home that I thought, maybe that this isn't for me, and I don't think I can do this. I started to really beat myself up and think that I couldn't handle the stress, that maybe I'm only good at, you know, working in an office, being an office lady. And, you know, I really doubted my abilities, because I just felt so out of control with my emotions. And, but the more I listened to the community of people that I met that were using these herbs, I mean, I've heard things about people who've gone through anxiety and depression, who in some cases completely didn't need their medication anymore. I mean, I've heard so many amazing things. And that right there, just hearing about those people, you know, I never had a diagnosis, because I never would tell the doctor that I felt that out of control of my emotions. I didn't want to be seen as an unfit mother. And to hear that kind of hope that these people got out of this, it was just incredible. And I'm like, do you know how many moms need this? Do you know how many moms, like, whether you were in the state I was, it doesn't matter. Moms just need, you know, they don't get a lot of self-time. They don't get a lot of cool time, you know, and they need support. And if balancing your gut and balancing your body, balancing your hormones, like Lisa was talking about, you know, if you can do that, why not? Why not? So that they can feel like they've got it. So, but yeah, I've been doing this now for 5 years, along with Lisa, and every year has continued to improve with my health. Even there were things at 2 years that I noticed had gone away. I mean, that's the beauty of what the herbs have done in my health and in my life. And I just love it. And it has me excited, like, who next? Who else can I help now? And Lindsey, you know, being here, and she sees the possibility of like how she can more support and serve her community of people that she's helping. So that's part of my story. And have any of you heard of adaptogens before? Ashley, Nikki, raise your hand. Diane, it's okay if you haven't. All right, well, the thing that, because now I'll tell you a little bit more specifically about the company, Soul Naturals. Their philosophy is that we can't have true wellness without balancing the body and the mind. You know, you can't have one without the other. And also, you know, Lindsey has mentioned that too, that, you know, we need complete body wellness. And that is basically how the company was founded, because, you know, when they were introduced to the adaptogens, and I'll tell you, adaptogens is just a fancy word for a smart herb. They've been used in Chinese traditional medicine for many, many years, and they are known for their safe daily use. And also, many times when you do research on adaptogens, they have accumulative effects. They continue to improve in your health, and they're also known to balance the mind and physical health. And so Soul Naturals has really led the way in this industry because of using adaptogens in every one of their products. And what I like to show everyone is their foundational products are as easy as these drinks. And you'll notice the 4 colors, because they wanted, again, to be very simple. And so this is just a picture of, you know, they have drinks, they have some capsules, and then you'll notice, I just brought some of mine up here, but you'll notice too that they have the colors, because there's something in each one of those colors. There's blue and there's red, kind of hard to show you them all, but they have capsules and drinks, and they do have some essential oils, and there's only 4. You can buy them ready to use or concentrated for your own use if you wanted. So that's how simple it is, and the adaptogens are in every one of the products. I mean, in this one alone, there are 7. And the company comes with many, many years of experience. They all have 20 plus years of experience in the herbal industry, and adaptogens is what has really made their products so effective. And so adaptogens are what makes Soul unique, and then I'll talk about the color a little bit. The blue is for calming. I think anything that is just hyper, or maybe anxious, or things that need to be brought down, even as far as maybe sleeping better, or like I said, the anxiousness, anything that needs to be calmed. You can find that solutions in something from the blue category, and the red is for our lift category. In the opposite way, if you have anything that's low and needs to be accelerated, whether you need more energy, or in sometimes even improving your emotional state, there's the red oil really helps that same way with energy, or even boosting the mood. The yellow is for clarifying. This one is my favorite. Anything in the yellow category is anything that is stuck, whether it's in your blood, or allergies, or circulation, anything that is stuck and you need to have moved forward. I love everything in the yellow category. And green, I know it looks kind of yellow, but it really is green. It's a bright green. Anything in this line is for balancing, and don't just think balance like balancing your mood or balancing anything in your body, but also just foundational. There's so many things in the green line that are vital to your balancing and getting extra nutrition. And all of Soul's products are plant-based and come with money-back guarantees, and they non-GMO. They avoid anything that might be questionable as far as allergies. They just really, really have a high standard for delivering products that not only give us results, but something you can know that there's integrity behind, that they really go through a lot of process and quality control to deliver us the best product. So that's a little bit about that. And then the last thing that I really think the third thing that I really think makes Soul so unique is, like Lisa said in her story, about using a program. And, you know, she started me on a simple program. There's synergy in that, you know, just like having a meal, we don't just eat one thing hoping for that one benefit. We eat several to balance our meal, proteins and carbohydrates and color and vegetables and, you know, all of the things. And, you know, we'd like to tell everyone that, yeah, you might use all 4 of these drinks, but it doesn't mean you're going to get 4 things happen. You'll probably get more like 10 things happen, improving in your health. And many people start out on all 4 drinks. That's how Lisa started. Mine was definitely a little bit more gut focused, and I wasn't eating, so I needed to use their protein powder and everything related to gut because I was so out of balance. But there's no wrong way to start Solle either. I mean, you can start as uniquely as you want to, but we have seen the best results with everyone, you know, picking a program that's unique to them. And that's how, you know, we have tools to help you do that. But so those are like the top 3 things why I think Solle is so unique in their ability to serve everyone, who, whether you're a member or a specialist. And that's the thing I wanted to tell you about the company, is that there's 2 ways to be a part of Solle. Is you either are a member or you're a specialist. Like Lisa and myself, we're specialists, and also Lindsey, because we want to be in the position to help people, and also you know, monetarily, to be in a position that we can earn as we share. Members share all the time too, because they're sharing their stories. We have community groups for that also. Or there's a free membership. And there's, like I said, there's no wrong way to be a part of Solle, or no wrong way to join Solle. And but I wanted to pause. Is there any questions? Diane, Ashley? Go ahead, Lindsey. Did you raise your hand?
No, I just wanted to encourage everyone, like the whole purpose of this call was to get those questions out. So if you have questions, make sure you ask. And, you know, Satinka can answer way more than I can at this point. So, you know, if you have any specific product questions, or if you have an issue, you're like, hey, I wonder if, you know, there would be something these herbs could help with this, make sure you ask. If you want to know more about the membership or about being a specialist, yeah, just flood us with your questions.
Yes, this is a good place for that. And, you know, while I want to respect everyone's time, I also want, you know, if there's something where you're like, well, can I do this with that? You know, that's what we're here for, to support those questions. So you can chat them in or raise your hand. The other thing that I'll tell you with what has, you know, I've been successful in this community is the customer service. You know, there's a lot of training that comes with us being a specialist, and even as members, you know, we are shown the best ways to support our clients. And that has been huge, because, you know, I've been in other situations where, like, here, there's this product, see you later when you need to order more. And that's not how we do it, because this process of balancing our body and getting to know what works best for you takes time. I mean, I'm sure Lindsey, even with people using a new product from her, has to do the same thing. We kind of walk people through a process. So that's another, you know, huge benefit of being part of the Solle community. And then also the company on YouTube, if you ever wanted to check out anything on their their YouTube channel is full of just really, really great interviews, webinars. This month was actually pet focused. So yes, our herbs are safe for, in most cases, our doggies. I've heard things about dogs. I've heard a few things about cats, you know, but I don't know if you know cats, but they're a little bit more unique and picky. But that was fun. And the month before was all on immunity. What a timely topic, right? So the company is just full of great information as far as, you know, how nerdy do you want to get? How much research do you want to know for these herbs? And yeah, but the most impactful is just hearing the huge amount of testimonies and things that people have actually gone through. And I would love to answer some questions. But Lisa, do you have anything to add? Would you like to, if you feel inclined?
I think you covered most things. I mean, I don't know if they're aware, there's a personal health assessment that I recommend you take. And that way, Lindsey and Tinka can both give you a better idea of what would be beneficial for you. They didn't have that nice tool when I got started, so we kind of just did the 4 drinks, and I was taking some capsules for the pain and inflammation. And but if you guys had any specific questions for me as well, I would be happy to answer your questions. But I think that's just a great place to start, is just by taking your own personal health assessment after you get off the call, and then you can see what would be most beneficial for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. And each of you, Diane, Nikki, and Ashley, you can get that health assessment. And same with anyone watching the recording, you can ask her for the link to take that personal assessment, and she can help you with where to begin. And we do encourage everyone to begin with all 4 drinks, just because you're not going to miss anything when it comes to that. But like with Lisa's program, she added in an extra capsule just because of that pain, you know, being in that position. And, you know, mine was focused on balancing the gut. So if that's something that you need, you know, to deal with immediately, I would recommend doing something similarly to what I began with. And something that I like to do when we host these events is that for today and through tomorrow evening, I offer anyone who's in live attendance, or it's okay if you've seen the recording, but you have to do it by tomorrow night if you plan to place an order by tomorrow night, June 26th. By tomorrow, June 26th, if you do place a qualifying order of $150 in product, I have a 25% off gift card. And if you decided that you wanted to, okay, Lindsey, I want to do this, I want to help people too, becoming a specialist is only a one-time fee of $100. That's it. You don't have to pay a monthly fee. You don't have to have any other requirements that make it so complicated. That's it. You don't become an active, you're a specialist forever. And that comes with a success kit, and that comes with material, and also comes with plenty of mentoring for your business to become successful. And so that you don't feel like, well, I'm not an herbalist, I can't help anybody. I'm not an herbalist, I'm just a mom. I do consider myself a successful mom who works from home with the wellness business, but it doesn't matter where you begin. I've heard of realtors who help people with this. I've heard of nurses. I have a friend on my team, she's a nurse, and she helps other nurses all day long, because nurses work so much, so hard. Oh my gosh. And most of them eat really, really junky. So she teaches them on how to eat right and how to use herbs so they can handle their stress. So it doesn't matter where you are. It really doesn't. You don't need huge amounts of education just to help somebody, and use that help tool. Use that assessment tool where, hey, let's see where you land on this product list. So if you were to do that, that's what we have to offer. And But yeah, I love to offer the $25 off if you order $150 in product, because you spent the time with me, and I'd love to be able to honor that with an extra bonus. And Lindsey, do you have any closing comments you would like to share?
I just have one quick question, because you mentioned membership and then the specialist. Can you, obviously the specialist is someone who would partner in as a business opportunity. And what does becoming a member mean if someone was just to be a member?
Yes, to be a member is a free membership as long as you place a qualifying order of $100 or more in product. And if you were to order 3 or 4 products, you're going to be a free membership. That just means I place your first order, or Lindsey placed your first order, and you have a back office. You can go and place your own future orders yourself, and there is no required auto ship of any kind, but the company is very generous. So if you decided to enroll in what we call a Solle Safe, so you're safe and don't run out of your herbs before the next month, that you get an additional 10% in rewards. And rewards aren't complicated. It's just 1 point is $1. And everyone with their first order, whether they enroll as a specialist or as a member, you get reward points on your first order. And so that just comes in handy. There's no shipping. But if you have tax, some states don't, but if you have tax, it usually covers the tax, or sometimes a free product. Once you, especially if you enroll in the Solle Safe, that budget, of points covers that extra product that they like to order each month. Does that answer that then?
Got it. A little bit of bonus for having your order on there, but the specialist then would be able to use this as a business opportunity and make some extra money while sharing with people and ordering their own products, correct?
Yes. So, and being a specialist isn't complicated. I don't think either, because part of your helping people and them placing orders, we all earn a commission off of that. And while I've seen and heard, ours is very unique. Just the company is very generous, and every rank you are, you don't have to get into that, but every rank you are, you're going to earn off of your organization, and it just grows from there. And the company, it's been a huge blessing for my family.
Can I say something on that note?
Yep.
That I was just thinking, because just people don't know, but the company, I had never done anything like this before, and I enrolled when I was really sick. But like Satinka, I had a desire and cared about people. And within a year, I was able to be in the founding top 30 of the company and earn a car allowance. So there's a lot of bonuses that come quickly if that is something you want to treat as a business. And most of the people that are leaders on our team go on trips together. We earn free trips. So it's not this unattainable, only XYZ people get to do that kind of stuff. The company is super generous, and this particular team is an amazing team to be a part of. And we do a lot together. So it's a lot of fun and very rewarding. And like Satinka said, the company is very, very generous with their bonuses and all the different ways. Early on, I mean, they have something called Prime, where every month, which our team is super motivated to get that by the 15th of the month, but you get an extra $100 back. And so we just have a lot of fun together. We work together as a team, and we support one another and love one another, and help each other when things come up. People come into our lives, we don't know how to help them. We have such an amazing community that we just reach out to each other and ask, what would you do with this? And so I have seen literally hundreds of people have their lives changed by just getting on a program. So it's an amazing organization to be involved in.
Thank you. That was a good ad. All right. Well, if we don't have any additional questions, I trust that Lindsey can get you the link. And yes, I encourage you to take the assessment. Or if you've heard something about one of our programs that you're like, okay, I just need to do that one. What was it? We can message afterwards, or you can call me. And with that, you know, we just, the health assessment also doesn't mean, okay, I have to do all of this, because it has a default for 10, but it also gives us as a specialist a picture into asking you some more questions about things that maybe you didn't think about need to be addressed. And we can ask you, hey, how's it going with this? Or do you have trouble in this area? Would you like support in this area? So don't feel like I have to pick the first 5 on that list, but it's a good way for us, like I said, to take a picture and be like, okay, what else should we be considering in this situation? And there are some packages already on the website, but they were created because of just people saying, hey, when we group these 5 or 8 things together, oh my gosh, look at this, what has happened with this community. Or group events. We do lots of group events, and those are successful. But again, you don't have to get pigeonholed into a little package that someone else has used either. And did you have anything else, Lindsey? Because if you don't,
I think I'm good. But I just wanted to say thanks for everyone for attending. Hopefully, this was informative and gets you thinking just about areas like if you need more energy, or if you feel like your gut is sluggish, or even if you have major issues. You know, not all of us have like crisis mode like you were talking about. Sorry, I came unplugged. You know, we may not all be in crisis mode, but we may need more energy, or be starting to go through some hormonal issues, or just like you said, have a stress level that has us on edge. So if there are some things we need to clean up, you know, this could be definitely something to look into and consider, just for the sake of being our healthiest selves. So,
yes,
nothing wrong with that.
no, never. Well, yes, thank you, Lindsey, for allowing us the time to help your people to see what it is from Solle that would be good for them. And thank you, Nikki and Ashley. And then for those of you who are going to watch the recording, get with Lindsey and let's see what we can do for you. I'm gonna stop the recording.